Blackmore and my co-host Oceana, and today we're going to be diving into the first episode of our series, Southwest Colorado Living, where we're going to be diving in on what it's like to live in Durango, Pagosa Springs, and Telluride. So hello Oceana, and thank you so much for joining us. We're happy that you're here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that probably the best way to get started with this is just giving a brief introduction about who we are and what brought us to the area. So Oceana, explain to me kind of how did you end up in Durango?
That's a really good question. I mean, honestly, how I ended up in Durango is really out of the ordinary. I moved here fully sight unseen with just the idea in my mind that Durango was going to be everything and more that I wanted, and it totally was. So now I've been here for a year. I'm originally from Hawaii, so it's been a really big change from that, but I'm so grateful for the community here and everything that's brought me.
Absolutely, and I'm a little bit different because I was born and raised here, so I guess I don't have too much of an outsider perspective, but I have a lot of an inside perspective, and so I think that's going to make this a super awesome series, kind of younger, new to the area, older, been here for forever, so I mean, I think that's kind of what people can expect from this series, is that we're going to really dive into this nitty and gritty, what it's like being a young person, getting established, putting in roots, what it's like living here with a kid and growing up here my whole life. So I guess that's kind of what we're going to be diving in for the overview.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's like such an amazing place to live and to own properties. So really, it's just so much to expand on within that.
Yeah, and I think probably what we're going to be diving in the most about is cost of living here, pros and cons of living here, kind of all the outdoor recreation. So kind of explain to me, what do you do on your spare time as far as hobbies go?
Oh, that's a big question. So yeah, as you know, I am big time mountain biker, horse girl, skier, outdoor enthusiast. I'll literally do anything I can pretty much get my hands on. And that's why Durango was like, for me, oh my gosh, I have to move there. Because I think a lot of these other Colorado towns have already marketed themselves towards being the ultimate outdoor enthusiast town, and they really aren't. I came from the Front Range before this, and I expected it to be totally just like skiers' paradise, mountain bikers' paradise, and it totally wasn't. And then coming here, I realized, oh wait, I don't actually have to wait an hour lift line to do anything, or go to the bike park and sit on the lift line, for like 30 minutes to an hour every single time. So
wow, that's what you were experiencing on the Front Range.
yeah.
When you were like first kind of researching Durango and thinking about coming here, and I know that it was on a whim, what did you find? Did you find a lot of resources online? Did you not? Did you literally just blind drive here, find a rental, and then come here? What do you feel like, especially a young person, what would you have liked to have known that we can cover on this series?
I thought I was moving to the desert, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because I totally didn't find any good information online, no good videos, and all the videos were very old school mountain bikers just climbing in the desert hills in Farmington, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do if I'm living in the desert? It's not what I expected at all. I already signed, my year lease. So driving in, I drove through, Pagosa, and I was like, okay, this is looking good. And then there's that stretch between Pagosa and here where it's Bayfield and all the dry stuff, and it really got me nervous. And then I finally came in through Edgemont, and I was like, okay, I'm here. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So definitely looking for more resources in the future, just with content of downtown, and also just all the possibilities that Durango has would have been really helpful for me, moving here with not knowing anything.
Yeah, and I think for me it's been to having a young kid, because when I was born and raised here, things have really changed, and I know a lot of parents that move here with children, and they can't find anything as far as what's the education system like, what's it like actually raising a kid here. So I mean, I think that's something that I really want to cover on this series, and really dive into that, and how young people make it here, how do we raise our young people here, because I knew when I got pregnant with Sterling that there was no way I was going to raise my kid anywhere else because the world's like a really scary place. But then you're like, okay, what do I do for childcare? I found out in Durango you basically have to put yourself on a list when you're pregnant to try to get a babysitter or caretaking when you have a young kid. So I would love to just kind of tackle all that, and then as well as things that you can actually do that are realistic around this area. Because I think Durango, like you're saying, is its own little mecca of outdoor recreation on its own, but I know you've gone to other places outside of it, you know, Farmington, Moab, you know, Grand Junction for mountain biking, Telluride, and Silverton, and Ouray, and I think that people don't really understand, like, geographically how close we are to some of that really awesome stuff, so.
Yeah, I think a lot of people totally, when you move to Durango, you think that you're kind of trapped.
Yeah, there's no Costco, there's no Costco, there's no Target, and there's no Trader Joe's. How are we gonna make it?
That's how I felt. I was like, where's the Whole Foods? Where's the Trader Joe's? And then you realize, like, but it's all worth it because you have so much at your disposal all the time, no matter what you love to do, whether it's fly fishing or you're more of like an indoor recreation person. I feel like we have a lot of different things to do, as well as small business owners. There's just so much potential within the town, and it's honestly like continuing to grow. Just within the last year I've been here, I've seen a lot of really amazing changes. And diving deep into this podcast, like with you already have knowing where it's come and kind of being able to navigate where you think it's going to go, I think that's really helpful for, you know, new families trying to move here, or even just move within the area and getting to know Telluride and Silverton and all the things, because it's like so many little gems within one entity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is kind of our first little introductory series of what we're expecting to tackle on this podcast / YouTube series, and I'm really excited, and I think we're going to bring us some awesome perspective. So if you guys are watching, thank you so much for joining us, and catch you on the next one.